Hi, Tawana Carter, career and transition coach. I coach high-achieving professional women to overcome that fear and anxiety that can come along with transitioning into a new career by empowering them to recognize and communicate their unique value and by instilling a deep sense of belief in their own strengths and abilities so that they can confidently and courageously create success on their own terms and pursue a path of purpose that's meaningful to them. For me, my path of purpose was a little jagged. Certainly was not straightforward. I remember after, doing my master's course, I went to the University of Alabama, UAB Dragons. And I remember them mentioning, private practice, full-time, being on your own. And at that point, all of my family pretty much worked for someone. So this entrepreneurship thing was like, I'm good. I'm good where I am. I was working a full-time job for the federal government. And really, the counseling was just something to do on the side. Extra monies for my kids to take high school field trips and do band and soccer and basketball, that whole thing. I remember buying my house, and it just pretty much took up all the extra monies I had. And so I was like, well, got this band trip coming up. I think it was about $1,600. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll work for a big box store. So there I went in working full-time job and then working the part-time job. And then working the part-time job. And so night number one wasn't that bad. It was a little taxing, but it was only a 4-hour shift and I was okay. Day two was an 8-hour shift on a Saturday, and you stand on your feet all day long. And I can remember it was a fall time of the year, so it was dark, and I really wasn't that familiar with where my new house was. So I had to drive home along this road that was very, very dark. And I remember after that first night, crying all the way home, and then going, I gotta stop crying because I can't see the road because it's so dark. My feet hurt so bad, and I was like, how do people do this? How do they go to work all day long and then work a whole nother job? And I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm not going back because I hurt so bad and I'm so tired. And so, I didn't quit. I did go back. But I thought to myself, there has to be a better way of earning additional money than being on my feet working for someone else after having worked for someone else already, that week. And so, I finally said, I need to get a license. I need to get my counseling license. I was afraid. I thought it was this hard process and difficult, and I seen so many people go through, and they were going back and forth with people, and it seemed like so much conflict, and I was like, oh, I don't like conflict, but I thought, well, everyone else did it, so I think I can do it too. And then I actually got the application and got freaked out and wouldn't even complete the application. Then my excuse was, I don't have a name. I can't start a business because I don't have a name. You don't have a name, you can't start a business. There's no way. So I think I stayed there for 3 years in the I don't have a name for my business. And in September 2010, the 26th of September, my mom passed away. And unexpectedly, we did not expect that. And so while I was going through the grieving, still like, yeah, I had the application. I could see the application. It was still sitting there calling my name, and I hadn't done it. And about 3 weeks after my mom died, I said, oh, I have my name. I have my name. I have my name for my business. So I named my business after my mom. My first business is JBC Counseling and Consulting, and the JBC stands for Janelle Bush Carter. It's like, finally, I have a name. I can do this. And now, since I had this, my mom was in the medical field. field. She was always in the human services field. She started off as a nurse's aide. Then she became a certified nurse's aide. She was a phlebotomist. She took EMT training, and then finally she got to live her dream. She became an LPN, a nurse. So I felt like there was just this push for me to have this business and name it after her and have it be a memorial to her name, because she was so caring. She was such a wonderful nurse. She was such a wonderful mom and a caregiver, and she took care of so many different people. So that was my first business. So, the push for that business, it didn't come because I was tired of doing the part-time job as much as I heard. You would have thought I would have been like really big push to do it. But the drive and the push for that business was because it was something personal for me. This was something named for my mom. This was her namesake, something that I do for her. And I'm proud to say that 11 years later, I still have that business. If there is anyone who's surprised about that, it's probably, I know it's me. I never expected to become an entrepreneur. In February of 2021, I actually resigned my full-time job and I became a full-time entrepreneur. Now I have two businesses now. I am also a certified coach, and I took a different path with my second business. It's called Tawana Carter Professional and Personal Coaching. It marks the first time that I stepped from behind the name of a business and I'm promoting myself. It's got my name all over it. That's a big deal for me. It's a huge deal for me. I have social anxiety. I'm an introvert and I have social anxiety. So I've never been one to be in the spotlight. That's part of the reason why I was like, I'm never gonna own business. I don't want to tell people what to do. I don't want to be in the spotlight, being responsible for things, everything that happens in a business. But here I am, owner of two businesses. So if you're still sitting on the fence about whether you can start your business, about whether you can grow that business to the point where you can take care of yourself and pay you each month, you can. I am living the dream. I didn't come from a family that taught me how to do this. I didn't go to school to learn how to run a business. I learned. The school of hard knocks and learned. The school of hard knocks, right? But you don't have to learn by the school of hard knocks. Let me help you. I do a 15-minute hello call. Let's sit together and talk about what your next first steps are. It doesn't have to be as scary as you think. Send me a DM with my business and I'll get you scheduled for a 15-minute hello call, and let's work out together what the next best steps are for you.